Want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. Build it, and they will come. DARPA opened the internet in 1969, and people came. Slowly, over the course of 20 years. Then those people built their own cyber dreams and gave us the World Wide Web, the Netscape browser, Facebook, Google, and Amazon. And what started as a dark and lonely place now has 5 billion users. The same is beginning to happen with SpaceX's 100-passenger rocket, the Starship. The Starship is still undergoing testing for its first orbital launch, but 21 academics have just published a paper showing how you could lay starships on their belly on the moon and create permanent human living quarters. Remember, the Starship is designed to hold 100 people in luxury circumstances on a 3-month trip to Mars. You can adapt that, lay it on its side, use it on the moon's surface. These are luxury living quarters. Students at the K-12 private Swiss boarding school, the Institute auf dem Rosenberg, are working on a 23-foot-tall 3D printed habitation module designed to be carried to the surface of the moon by a Starship. And SpaceX Matchbox toys are coming from Mattel in 2023. While NASA mounts its fatally flawed Space Launch System for its first flight August 29th, the word is getting out that NASA has thrown over $40 billion into this Franken-rocket, a rocket too expensive to fly, because each SLS launch will cost over $4 billion. For $4 billion, you could buy 2,000 Starship launches, enough to build permanent habitations on a dozen planets and moons. Yet NASA says that its program to land the first woman of color on the moon, its Artemis program, and to start permanent moon habitation will be carried out entirely by this $4 billion per launch SLS, which can only be launched because of its expense once every 2 years, possibly, if you're lucky, once every year. How long will this SLS delusion last, the Space Launch System delusion? What's worse, we keep wondering what profit-making commercial opportunities are around the corner in space, and there's one flying right over our heads at this very moment. It's a constellation of 3,000 SpaceX Starlink satellites launched by 53 SpaceX Falcon 9 rockets. Starlink now has 400,000 customers for its high-speed Wi-Fi access in 38 countries. That's a pittance, but it's a beginning. And Starlink Wi-Fi saves the Ukraine daily, while the Russians tried to shut down the Ukraine's access to the internet. Elon Musk jumped in with his Starlink satellites and has guaranteed the Ukraine access. He's been attacked by Russian countermeasures, and he's overcome the attacks. This allows the Ukrainians to use drones to target the enemy for Kiev's artillery and rockets, sending back positioning information via Wi-Fi. Meanwhile, SpaceX is taking giant steps toward its goal to be a space transport company with regularly scheduled daily flights to space, as many as 3 a day. SpaceX has pulled off 6 Falcon 9 launches in 17 days, more than 1 launch every 3 days. And it has had 33 Falcon launches this year, topping its record for all of last year in the first 7 months of this year, and approaching its goal of 52 launches for the year, which is close to the number of launches carried out by one of the biggest nations on Earth, China. Yes, Elon Musk is coming close to beating China in the regularity and numbers of his successful launches to orbit. Build it, and they will come. This is Howard Bloom, speaking to you from the future. It's your job and my job to make or want to know why? Ask how.